And I think we do have Monte Coleman on with us, University
Yes,
head coach, University of Arkansas Pine Bluff head coach. Coach Coleman, thanks for joining us.
I'm here.
Coach, I appreciate your time. If you could talk about your game this past weekend and preview hosting Alabama State Saturday.
You know, the thing that I'm trying to get our guys to see and trying to get our guys to do, the biggest need that we have right now, in reference to our last two ball games, the McNeese more specifically, is consistency. We're not playing consistent football. There's times when we're playing well, and then there's other times that we just seem to go into a lull, and that's when they really run the score up on us. We are making some plays. We got to improve on our tackling, and that was very obvious in this past game. And we just got to get a little more consistent all the way around the board, offense, defense, and special teams. And we are playing a lot of young guys, and I guess you kind of anticipate the inconsistency when you do play young guys, but it is what it is, and we've got to get more consistent. Especially this week, we're playing a very good football team, contender last year to be in the SWAC championship. Very well coached Alabama State team, and we've got to play consistent, and that's what we got to do. We're excited about being at home for the first time this season, and you know, we say that we go out and we play larger schools. We call those money games in a lot of instances, but in reality, this game coming up is our money game. And from here on out, because they're SWAC schools, those are the money games. We've got to win these games. So we're excited to be back at home, and we know we'll be facing a very good football team against Alabama State, and we've got to play on all cylinders in order to beat them.
At this time, we'll take questions for Arkansas Pine Bluff head coach Monte Coleman.
Coach Coleman, I see the commercial. You know, now that you've played your non-conference games, are you looking forward to conference play, or are you still fearing conference play a little bit because of the performance in the first two ball games? Or what's your mindset about going into SWAC play right now?
I'm excited, I see, about getting into conference play. You know, yeah, you fear conference play, not because of the non-conference games or your performance or our performance in non-conference games. So there's some very good football teams in conference, and that's what you fear. But it is what it is. We're in this conference. We know we've got to play them. So I'm excited about getting into conference play, and no different than this weekend. It'll be a great football game, I feel, against us in state, Alabama State, and it's going to be, they're going to be tough.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, you know, Isaiah Crowell is going to be a big weapon for those guys. And, you know, you guys, in the first two ball games, you guys have allowed a total of 1,200 total yards of offense. How do you fix your defense to try to slow down Crowell? I'm pretty sure that's going to be your first plan of attack against Alabama State's offense, is to slow down Crowell.
Well, yeah, he's a dual threat. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can also he runs the ball very well. He's a big part of their offense. The thing that we've done over the last two games, if I can comment on that, we haven't tackled very well. We've had guys in position to make plays, and unfortunately, the difference between last year and this year, we just hadn't made those plays. And the thing that we will be emphasizing in practice today is we got to get ourselves in position to make the tackles. And when we make the hit, we've got to bring them down. They can't break a tackle and go for another 20 yards, 30 yards. And in the last two ball games, I see with the stats that you gave, that's been the tale of the story. We've had people in position, but unfortunately, we just hadn't made plays.
Gotcha.
Still got time to take questions for Monte Coleman, head football coach at Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Coach Coleman, Ken Rashad, TSPN Sports. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, Ken.
Good. While you are obviously getting ready to prepare for the your conference opener. You've obviously taken your team has taken its share of nicks and bruises in the first two games of the season against Arkansas State and of course with McNeese State. And I've asked this question, and we'll be asking this question to some of the coaches today regarding the out-of-conference performance, not only with your team but with some of the other conference teams and so forth. And was just wondering, what are your comments regarding the subpar performance of not only your team but of the SWAC's overall sub-conference performance against out-of-conference schools, especially at the FCS level? And what, if anything, do you think either your program or even the conference as a whole can do to possibly improve that trend?
I really can't speak to the other teams. I hadn't watched some of the games. We will watch the Jacksonville State game against Alabama State, of course, because they played in the very first game. But as far as my team, the thing that we've got to improve on, just the reality. Arkansas State has 63 scholarships. I hadn't gotten to the 63 scholarship. They've got a little bit bigger program from a budget standpoint. My budget is not quite as big as theirs, and I would assume that it's pretty much consistent across the board, being SWAC schools, that we just don't have some of the amenities to attract some of the larger kids, larger name kids, I should say, to our program. We will get better. We're starting to do it. We're starting to get transfers. We're starting to get junior college kids that come in that could go D1. So it's just a matter of time that we'll be more competitive. But our kids that we have, and I can say this with confidence, across the board with all 10 teams in the SWAC, we have some great ball players, some real good ball players on our teams. And it's just a matter of getting a few more to come to our schools, and we're gonna be even better. But the SWAC is a great conference, and they do have a lot of great ball players.
Understandable that you would be at a disadvantage facing a school against Arkansas State, but what would you say, or how would you comment upon the performance against McNeese?
It's still, my comments is pretty consistent with McNeese. Larger school, larger enrollment school, larger scholarship school. Program, even though they're 1AA, they do offer a little bit more than what I can offer, or what I have, I should say. But it's like I said, my kids, the ones that we do have, they've got great heart. They're going to play. It was very obvious last year. We lost some good ball players. We're playing with a younger team this year at this point than we played last year. Last year we were a lot more veteran, and it's just a matter of time that, we get all of our ducks in a row from that perspective, and be able to compete just a little bit better. But I thought going into the game we would be a little more evenly matched. But they made plays and we didn't make plays.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
We still have a couple of minutes left in the segment with Arkansas Pine Bluff head coach Monte Coleman.
Coach, I see again. I was talking with Ryan Harris after the ball game, and he was talking about how he didn't think there was enough effort on defense. Do you think it's also a matter of effort on defense in your mind?
No, I don't think it. The effort is there. It's just we're making mistakes. We're making mistakes. I feel like the guys are putting the effort out, and for the most part. But we can't make mistakes. If we call a coverage, we've got to play the coverage. If you've got an opportunity to make the tackle, you can't miss the tackle. It's like we always say, you've got to do your job first before you help your teammate. And in a lot of cases, because of the effort, they're trying to do too much because we're down, or they're trying to make a play and they're just trying to do too much. And they've got to just do their job first and allow everybody else to do theirs.
Coach, we're out of time. We appreciate you joining us here, and we look forward to talking with you after your host with Alabama State. Again, that game can be seen on ESPN3 for a 4 p.m. kickoff. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.